Did you end up talking to your dad on March 7th of 2025?
Yeah.
Was that the last time you spoke with your dad?
Yeah.
How did he sound to you when you talked to him?
It was fine. I was sitting upstairs in our office in the house, which will now be a nursery. And Brittany and I had just bought some property in North Georgia. We were really excited, and I was doing this project that I was excited to tell him about. And we had a good conversation. I think they had just left dinner. They had gone to Olive Garden, and he was going to come over and help us with the playhouse. And I think he was going to have dinner or lunch with Colt and Allie, my sister-in-law and my brother, the next day. And we ended the phone call, and I got the chance to say that I love him and that's a good thing for me. But yeah, he was fine.
How did you find out that your father had been killed?
So the next day, I was working on the playhouse. It was a Saturday, and Colt calls me like once or twice in a row, and in the family, twice is usually an emergency. And so he calls me, it was the morning of, and then he tells me that that he's died, and that he had found out from the investigator.
You're saying
Without
protection clause at this point.
Without telling me what Colt said to you, did you find out from your brother?
Yeah.
At some point after you found out, did you go to the lake house to get your dad's car?
Yeah, we did. Yeah. We had to make some phone calls, to the family, my uncle and other people. And we wanted to get started on, making preparations for the funeral and everything else.
Were you able to get your dad's car? Was it part of the crime scene?
No, the investigator had told us at that point that there was no more crime scene, or like the caution tape, whatever, is lifted, and that we could go and get his things if we wanted to get some things.
So your dad had his keys in his pocket at the hospital. Did you have a spare set of keys that you were able to use to drive your dad's car away?
I didn't, but when we went to go to the house, we found them pretty easily. They were, just to the left of the kitchen and around that little pantry area coming off the garage door.
Is that a spare set of keys to your dad's car?
Yeah. Dad, I think I would like to say copied me, because we bought a Telluride, and then the year later he bought a Telluride, and I knew that the manufacturer always gives you a second set of keys. So.
And that second set of keys was found at the lake house?
Yes.
Where exactly in the lake house did you find the second set of keys to your dad's car?
They were so if you come into the garage door, to the left is like a pantry area, and then to the right's the kitchen. So to the left is like a coffee maker and the junk drawer, and we found it over there.
So in the main level of the home near the kitchen area?
Yeah.
Thank you, Evan. I don't have any other questions.
Just a minute. It's true to say that your dad sort of always wanted to have a house on the lake. Is that right?
Yeah.
In other words, it was a dream of his or a goal of his or something he wanted to be able to do in his lifetime was to have a lake house.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about that phone call on December the 28th, okay?
Okay.
Before that call, Miss Mericle had come on family vacation with you guys at the beach, right?
Yep.
And like you do whenever a parent or somebody else has a new partner, you're sort of assessing, who is this person? Do we like her? All that sort of stuff, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's sort of an audition, for lack of a better term, right? You disagree with that? And the whole family's there. You're at the beach. You got kids. You got extended family. And you guys, across the board, concluded this is good.
Yeah.
And I think the word that you've used several times, this person's normal.
Yeah.
That's one of the words you used, right? And everybody, it wasn't just you, I mean, everybody agreed,
Yep.
top to bottom.
Yes.
And one of the things you really liked, and everybody liked about Miss Mericle was she had a sense of family being a very important part of her life, right?
Yes.
And that's consistent with your values.
Yeah.
And when people are pairing up, you don't want to have some person who's not as interested in family as the other person there.
Agreed.
And what you knew was this is a woman who has kids herself, right?
Yeah, we hadn't met them yet, but yeah.
You hadn't met them, but you knew she was involved in their lives, right?
Yes.
And at this point, you've got zero red flags, another way to put it.
Yeah.